Um, Welcome to our product launch event in Australia. I'm Abhay Borkar. I'm from all the way from San Francisco, coming here to describe some of our new products for you. A little bit background about Netgear. We have been in the industry for more than 20 years. Started with very hardcore networking equipment for small and medium businesses, and moving very quickly towards consumer connection technologies, mainly focusing on Wi-Fi for your home networks and consumer products. We have a large footprint in retail environment throughout the world, and in Australia we have a pretty good presence in JB Norman and Harvey Norman and JB Hi-Fi and
Is that ever merged and become JB
yes.
Norman?
Don't give no idea, yeah. So I think with that, our mission has evolved over those years. I think we started with pure connectivity in the beginning, and now we are looking more and more towards what does that connectivity mean to customers. It's not about only connecting to the internet, it's about what you do upon connection. It's about viewing that 8K stream on your new television. It's about looking at the digital art. It's about this security, like we brought Arlo to consumers as a force wire-free camera. So now we are more and more evolving into the solution space, starting from small and medium business to Wi-Fi systems, and bringing more product categories. With the latest one being Mural Canvas. So we kind of try to combine both the technologies and the innovative products to kind of give that solution, the new solution space to our consumers who want to do a lot more with their network, with their networking equipment and lifestyle. So that's where we are kind of going towards, is really about it's using the new technologies such as the 5G or the Wi-Fi 6, but marrying it up with new categories. Like what does that technology mean? It means something that is digitally connected for enjoying art, and kind of going to giving consumers more choice into the libraries and what they can connect these devices to. Which is where we have 4 things we are going to cover today. In the new technology and new categories. So we have the content streaming, which is our Mural digital canvas. We have the Orbi Voice, which is the mesh system combined with ability to stream very high fidelity music and a digital assistant like Alexa built in. And then we have a new gaming product, and where we see the home networking going towards is the new 11AX or the Wi-Fi 6 technology. So with that, we'll kind of jump into Mural. So Netgear acquired Mural just last year. We had been their early investors, looking at that synergy between a connected home and something what our consumers want to do with that connected home, and kind of bringing that digital canvas into reality. It's part of a building ecosystem of smart home. It's kind of, people already have, a lot of people have thermostats, some of them have the digital assistants, and now we already started seeing Samsungs and others bringing all these connected appliances. Say, a refrigerator that knows what you need to order for groceries. What we want to kind of take is an additional item is kind of bringing the art in the similar category, kind of bringing the technology, the design and art together into one common package, which will be sort of your center of your creativity part of it. It's not technology. It's when you look at it, you don't think about it as a smart gadget. It's not a gadget. It's something which you are going to interact with more naturally as an art. It's about education about the art. So how from the canvas you can actually have certain gesture controls where you can know about the artist, you can know about the origin of the picture. So it's about conversing with your kids or your family members, telling them more about that art and them getting to interact with it as well. And that's where we kind of consider this as a platform with digital canvas as a way to deliver the content from the library that we have curated over the world. Almost like we have 30,000 art pieces. We are expanding that by week. We are adding things like Marketplace, where it allows aspiring artists to kind of get to consumers' home with again a minimal distribution network. They don't have to kind of partner with thousands of galleries. So again, it's almost circa 2000 how iTunes changed how music is distributed in the world. We strongly believe this platform can be one of those which can distribute art to the end consumers. And the main thing is, final thing is, like, you can interact all this with a easy to use app, and which is where that smartness and the Wi-Fi connectivity comes in. Is you can download these libraries, you can create your playlist, and we'll go through some of that. So, which is where the first thing is Mural Canvas. That's the real your entry point into the home. It kind of comes with different styles to match your decor. You can have one, you can have two, and some of our customers have 3 to 4. It can be in different rooms. You can have it in your bedroom, living room, and so on. We kind of consider it as a piece of art that goes on in 3 walls of your home. One wall can have a TV, but all the other walls can have this digital canvas. It has multiple ways to control, and it's smart based on the fact that it can do orientation control. So we can have you can put it in any orientation. We have accessories for swivel mount, and it knows intelligently whether the art is portrait, landscape, and pick the right one. So it's not going to stretch out the art, or it's not going to kind of crop the ends and everything. So it knows what to pick based on the orientation. It has the ambient light sensor to kind of dim or have the backlight adjusted accordingly. So the main thing, it kind of goes back to the true art technology. That's the patented technology that makes it look real lifelike, and it's more true rendering form. And this is one of the reasons why artists and museums across the world have been comfortable partnering with us, because they know it's not going to distort, it's not going to render in a poor light or something, so that the artist's true inclination is rendered on how they want to see it. And that's where it kind of comes in, that technology is what is unique about this. It's not just a digital photo frame downloading a JPEG, it's really transforming art into something that you can consume in the home. And that's the key thing, is the library behind it. You get, when you buy the canvas, you get a sample of 100 of these photographs or these art collections, and then you can subscribe for getting access to almost $3 billion worth of art. The great news for Australia is 3 years of membership is included. So you have access to all that library at your fingertips, and you can select whatever you want to display at whatever time. And we have been constantly partnering with additional content providers. Like, we have access to National Geographic's library. We have museum in Taiwan, National Museum in Taiwan. Their library is available. Lot of, I think, some of the Australian museum libraries are also available. So we kind of are building on those partnerships to bring more and more art into the home. And the education piece really comes in. Like, if you have National Geographic, you can have a frame in your kid's room where it actually changes every day, and the kid can interact with it and see what that photograph is about, right? So you're kind of bringing in that information element as well. So it's not just, it can be fun, but you can also have learning at the same time. And which is where the app comes in as a very crucial piece of that interactivity. It's kind of like an offline way for you to curate. You can pair an app with up to 4 canvases in one membership. You can manage the content. You can actually change the image on the fly. You can create playlists. So if you want, you can say something like, okay, during the weekday, I want this, weekend, I want this, I want to shut it down at night, I'm not at home, I can manage the schedule. So it's very powerful that you can do whatever customization you want. You can also put your own image and flick it to the canvas wherever you are. I think Heidi was just describing, she was in London and she took some photographs and she was able to just kind of transmit it to a mural canvas inside her house. So it's like, if you're missing your family, it's like, wish you were here. You can just kind of, instead of sending a postcard, you can actually send a digital postcard. And that's kind of, the power that this app and this whole platform gives the customers to kind of own that art, feel like you are there. It's about collection, it's about being it part of your decor, right? It's not a gadget that somebody's like, okay, what is that about or something. It blends in, and yet it's interactive. You can learn from what you're seeing. You can build your own taste. You can create your own playlist, and so on. You can change per schedule. In the evening, I want this. You can choose the color of your decor and pick only the playlist that matches that. So it's all kind of powerful built into that. And we have basically in Australia we are going to be having 3 versions available. One with white and black frames are at RRP of 1199 and available with 3 years of membership included. So all the art is already accessible. And the one with the walnut frame is 1299 and same thing, the 3 years membership included. So there is no recurring membership at the time of purchase. And that's all we have about Mural. Any questions?
So after the 3 years, what will the yearly subscription fee be?
So currently we are looking at a subscription fee of 70 Aussie dollars per year.
Okay. Yeah. And in the future, will you have bigger versions, or can you subscribe to the Mural app on your TV if you wanted to?
Yeah, so we are essentially looking to, as we kind of take it as a platform approach, yes, we are looking into kind of bringing in some additional sizes, certain feature functionality. So like even the accessories for making it easy to use. So we have our own easel under design, which can hide the power cable, make it more unique, and we have larger and smaller form factors in the work as well. So yeah, there is definitely as a part of the Netgear integration family, that's the first thing Netgear brings in is bring that knowledge of consumers and the retail partnerships to kind of expand the reach of your product, and that's where we'll be kind of working on bringing it to multiple things, looking at apps for Apple TV and things like that.
Yeah, and just one more question as well. I mean, I'm sure I've got others and there's other people here too, but once I've purchased this and I've got the app on my phone, can I then use any of my spare tablets as like portable Mural versions? So if I'm on my desk and I'm using my laptop, but I've got my iPad there, can I have the photos appearing on that too?
Yeah. So basically you can use your iPad also to display the photographs. It's just not going to be then at the mercy of iPad's rendering capability.
Sure. Yes, that is nice, but it just means if the Mural's in a different room, but I just want to see that picture of Mona Lisa right there, then I can, and why not?
Yep, exactly. And that's where we see, and that's where one of the reasons Netgear kind of acquired Mural is we do see those possibilities are endless, right? It's not only about home. Actually, in fact, some of our initial customers are really the art galleries, some of the even mom and pop shops like coffee shops, or somebody who wants to kind of change their decor and their styling, or hospitality and other industries. They just want to kind of look at something that is changing, and if you in that sense look at it as a total cost of ownership, you're not talking about going and buying a piece of art every 6 months and throwing what you have. It's just constantly evolving.
It's licensed content. Yeah. I have more questions, but I don't want to. Okay. Well, my next question is: I know you can. I saw you can use the hand gesture to wave upwards and get some information. But will future versions give you the ability to like wave in a different direction, and then it gives you an audio description of what you're seeing, so you can have that art tour in your own house if you want.
Definitely, you give us an idea to charge something more for audio tour.
Sure.
No, but I think there's again possibilities. I think we are looking at a lot of we are looking at even potentially more. Battery power is a little bit stronger this thing, but a little bit more portable power and other things. So yeah, it has some Alexa control. So we are kind of looking at more automations as well in the home. So if you say, hey, I want to watch TV, you could potentially sort of dim. So all of those are kind of in the roadmap items. But I think the current response we have gotten even from what we have is really great, and that's where we just
you've got to focus on something, get that right, and then you can expand later on. I mean, you've got to get the basics right first. When people are uploading images, I mean, is it taking like the full resolution of my iPhone's image, or is it converting it to a JPEG first? And also, what's the format that it is displaying?
It's right now displaying 1080p. Dean, what was the technical?
Sorry, yes, I'll find it. So IPS frame. I'll get you the.
IPS,
Sure.
Yeah.
And so when I send something from my iPhone or my Android device, is it the full resolution or is it chopping it down?
That will be full resolution, but I think your app allows you to control sort of the area, what you want to display, and yeah, then it will send the full resolution.
Sure. And has this been available overseas for a few months, or is this a global launch, or just an Australian launch?
It's been available mainly in US, and essentially the current generation that we are going to bring to Aussie market is what existed with Mural before Netgear acquired it, and so they have been in the market for some time. And so United States and I think some European markets have already had some existence, and I think that's where we kind of see some partnerships really taking off. The main thing is really seeing is believing, and that's where we are kind of going towards some of the retail positioning and retail presences. To once you see it, like everybody just kind of, okay, I want it. The hard part is you can't just have it in online and then you don't get the feel of how true it is.
Yeah. So you'll have partnerships in JB Hi-Fi or Harvey Norman showing the units.
That's what.
Currently Harvey Norman was the first partner.
Sure. Great.
I don't think you mentioned this before, but when did you actually acquire Mural?
It was August 2018.
Less than a year.
Yes.
Yeah, so we have been early investors with them. So we actually had them showcase some of their technology back in CES of 2017. Basically, we have had an early interest because of all these synergies that we mentioned, and so I think when it was the right opportunity, we kind of got them on board and fully assimilate with the Netgear portfolio.
Is there a mirror mode so I can just say, hey, Alexa, turn on a black screen or something so I can use it as an impromptu mirror for fun?
No, not
well,
right
you
now.
should. You can. That's something else you can add to it. Why not? Why not?
Should we move on to Orbi? Sure.
In similar line with sort of the lifestyle and kind of having different use cases and applications in the home network, what we brought is Orbi Wi-Fi system combined with ability to stream the music and the digital assistant. Orbi has been one of the highest performance and most comprehensive Wi-Fi system available in the market. Not just one solution fits all. We have the highest end of system, and then we brought some mid-range systems like RBK20, which covers like a medium-sized house for full Wi-Fi. And then we kind of looked at some additional unique applications like outdoor. So that's one problem area we see is you may have a Wi-Fi system, but as you kind of get across even that just one wall, your signal kind of dies down quite a bit. And so as we now look at speaker systems that are outside in your backyard, or you have an outhouse where you still want that Wi-Fi or the internet connectivity, we kind of looked at this system called Orbi Outdoor. So with Orbi Outdoor satellite, you can now actually install it outside of your home. It's an IP66 rated, so it's weather resistant. It has outdoor light and ambient light, so you can turn the lights on and off. But main thing is it kind of now increases the range of your Wi-Fi far and wide. And then the latest addition is, of course, the Orbi Voice. And Orbi Voice is essentially a satellite that combines Alexa with high fidelity audio streaming capability that also, of course, increases your Wi-Fi reach in. So one, you can kind of combine Sonos plus Alexa plus an Orbi satellite into one with our, still with our patented tri-band Wi-Fi technology that keeps your performance running very high.
So, but to be clear, it's not a Sonos, it's your own technology?
Yeah, and that's where we kind of actually met. We basically combined it with partnering with Harman Kardon. Right. So the audio is actually designed with Harman Kardon. We know Wi-Fi the best, we know where to put the antennas and everything, but we wanted to make sure to give that high performance audio that customers will really love in those areas. We kind of met with them, kind of had these things designed such that it doesn't interfere both with the Wi-Fi and with in your audio performance. In fact, to the extent that even the external material that is selected for Orbi Voice is something that doesn't dampen the sound, and that can also, but doesn't have issues with Wi-Fi interference. So we actually kind of, both the teams combined their heads together on bringing something which is uniquely designed for solving both the high fidelity audio and high performance Wi-Fi together in one device without any compromises. And that's where it's combined with Alexa. So we have sort of worked with Amazon also on back-end voice assistant technology. So it's certified by Alexa to work in majority of the markets, including Australia. And it has simple to use functionality for muting, increasing the sound. So again, the design is unique that the top portion is more like a touch screen, so you can actually increase and decrease the volume. You can mute it if you are so privacy concerned and so on. So it's a pretty unique design that combines with the rest. And of course, we have all these music services that we have partnered with that you can stream directly. So it can really replace.
Once Amazon brings Apple Music compatibility to Australia, which is taking a long time to do, will that also then have Apple Music?
Yeah, so we'll basically work with Amazon to kind of bring in some of those stay toe to toe with them with the capability that they bring in. So we are kind of working on multi-room audio, for example, so you can combine this Orbi Voice speaker with existing Alexa speaker or something for multi-room audio. So it'll grow as a part of that ecosystem. Yeah, and again here also the possibilities are endless. Like we see majority of people kind of putting it in the kitchen area or living room where it kind of also blends with what you have very easily and still gives you the great sound that you want. So that's what we have is the kit that is already launched at a retail price of $799. That combines our highest end Wi-Fi system with the voice, and the satellite will be available for purchase separately as well. And so that if you have an existing Orbi system and you just want to expand it with a voice capability, or if you want to expand it and you want to include the voice capability, you can go with either standalone satellite or a voice satellite by itself.
And these were just launched? Or the Orbi's been, I know Orbi's been around. But
I think the Orbi's been around, and this
time.
was the latest one for just pure Wi-Fi connectivity, the RBK20s. The voice was launched, I think, early.
Couple of months ago.
Yeah, early this year. I think the outdoor was also launched late last year when the weather was much better.
Yeah, sunny.
Yeah. So we're going into too much detail. So that's the standalone. I think we also recently did launch a cybersecurity service for your Orbi systems, and it's available as a firmware update. We have partnered with Bitdefender for bringing cybersecurity solution. So by updating your software on your existing Orbi system or a new system, now you can also get a cybersecurity solution that can block you from accessing bad websites, phishing attacks, and it can do vulnerability scan. So in your smart home, if you know about if you have a bad webcam that has open networking ports or something, so it can prevent you from any hacking attacks and so on. So all of that is available as a firmware upgrade. You can activate it through the app. So there is a free trial included, and that actually also includes the antivirus solution for your entire network, and after that it will be a subscription, annual subscription of $99. Any questions?
I'm just thinking of the mural, mural on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all? You need a little webcam in there. That's totally separate to Orbi. But you can ask your Orbi, Alexa device to
Show me a photo.
show me a live video. Yeah. So how's the take-up been of the Alexa enabled Orbi, overseas and in Australia? It must be a popular item.
Yeah, so I think it's kind of been very well received. Again, it's one of those where we are kind of bringing up the capability to demonstrate in the retail placement, because it's internet connected. It's kind of the combination of the two, where people usually like to listen to the sound of the speakers before again believing it, and that's now the demo mode capability we did not have early in the market. So we are bringing some of that in to make it easy to demonstrate. Like people can then just press a button and listen to the sound quality and then see how the dynamic range is. So it's kind of a little bit bringing all that together. So there's definitely, I think, those who are in the market for the Wi-Fi system and the audio, they kind of look at it and they really like that as a solution.
And you know, what other sort of marketing are you doing to really educate people about mesh? I mean, one of your competitors recently launched this amazing looking cube, you know, with somebody else's internet security solution.
Yeah,
but it wasn't mesh, you know. I mean, so many mesh really solves a lot of problems for people. For years they were using Wi-Fi extenders and those sorts of things, but mesh makes all the difference. And I think the market is ripe for people to upgrade.
Yeah.
They just probably need. I mean, I know you want the journalists to tell people, but you guys need to also, I don't know, do more marketing or something.
Yeah, so in fact, I think, you know, I don't know if Heidi were around, she would kind of chime in a little bit, but our entire last year has been in kind of educating more and more customers about the mesh, the problems it solves, getting more solutions in the market that can solve different types of problem. And yeah, we strongly believe, and that's why we have, even on the extender side, we have mesh extender product line that can turn your existing router also into a mesh system. So what we see is definitely where everything going forward is going to be some form of mesh, be it a built-in kit or something that you can keep on extending in years to come.
You could add a little mesh technology inside of the Mural. So every product you sell has got mesh in it, right? You'll extend your network.
No, I think that actually that's, you know, funny you say that. I think that's some of those things are definitely again on our radar.
Yeah.
I think based on the price
I
mean,
mean, anything that can make you, I mean, obviously, yeah, it costs extra to put that sort of thing in, but anything you can do to make your home network stronger is, no one's going to say no to that. I recently, months ago, put mesh in, and areas of the house that I would flick back to 4G now have Wi-Fi, and it's really fantastic. I tell everybody, that wants to get a new one, and then I've got relatives that, they didn't listen to me, and now they regret it, and they've spent hundreds of dollars buying some device that didn't do, in the farthest reaches of their home, doesn't have connectivity.
Yeah. No, I think that's where we see we going, and even that's where even with our Nighthawk router product line, right, we are bringing more of that mesh capability with an extender that can work in the mesh more, so you get that whole home connectivity.
That looks like a TIE fighter. You probably have Disney ringing you. So.
Yeah, please don't tell them that. I think, like as you said, you had a problem with YouTube. They may come after us for licensing. Yeah. So I think that's where it's a perfect transition into Wi-Fi 6 kind of thing, right? Because one of the reasons why you need a mesh system is because you're kind of bringing your Wi-Fi in the niche corners of your home, and that's where the question we ask is, as you bring these more applications, like it's you go buy a Mural canvas or 2 or 3 or 4, more the merrier for us. You have to ask the question: is your Wi-Fi out of date? If I'm buying a Samsung Galaxy S10, I'm spending thousands of dollars, but if my Wi-Fi network is not going to support all those devices, I'm still going to get the crappy performance. I'm going to see poor networking connection or the stuttering and everything. So as you kind of bring in all of those devices, what it does is it does actually slow down your network bit by bit. It's almost like the congestion we are looking at is a lot of traffic going in, nothing coming out really, because everybody is trying to get onto the same highway on the other end, and everybody is competing with that. Right?
Is it China or America?
China.
China, yeah, I was going to say.
So, but this is really what we are looking at is, if you don't do anything about this capacity, if you don't open these lanes up more in an easier way, it will die the slow death without this capacity. And that's where the new technology for Wi-Fi 6 comes along. And really, what is Wi-Fi 6 to begin with? It's really its relationship with AX, which has how people knew about it till I think middle of last year. AX is the standard. Is the standard that IEEE kind of came up with to solve one main problem of capacity. Until now, the technologists were worried about increasing the speed of the connection. But now, when they kind of came up with this technology, it was more about, hey, how do I solve capacity when I have lots and lots of devices? I'm going to reach a breaking point. And how do I solve battery life, which is the second problem, affecting all of these devices, is I'm running out of battery life. How do I improve that? So AX is that new standard that's really the mainstream of Wi-Fi connectivity. Like mainstream, highlighting mainstream really means it's about changing your existing devices and evolving to something that will eventually replace the N and AC products. What industry did, and with leadership from Wi-Fi Alliance, was really to rename this alphabet soup into something which could be more easy to understand, right? The easy to understand is now my Wi-Fi 6 is better than 5, than 4, and which is where I kind of pass this along. Samsung took this approach and they actually have a symbol 6 at the Wi-Fi connection to show you that it's actually connected in the best speed possible. Because what they want to know, consumers to know, is, hey, am I connected in Wi-Fi 6 mode, or am I connected in 5 or 4? So if I go and buy this latest technology, I want to know that I'm getting the best from my net.
Can you just did it say it at the top of the screen?
Yeah. So
I think it just locked when you.
Okay.
Okay, right. Let me just see if I can zoom in on that.
Yeah. So what is really Wi-Fi 6 about, right? It's about 4 times the better performance, or really it's more about 4 times the capacity. So capacity is really ability to handle more and more devices inside your home.
I mean, one of the selling points of AC was that it could do that, but this obviously multiplies that fourfold.
Exactly, and it's kind of built with that in from to begin with, right? And it still has performance improvement. So if you are replacing your existing router, so if you go to the market and you're replacing something that you are working with, it's just slowed down, and you're kind of want to change it, it'll still give you improved performance of almost like 1.4 to 1.4 to 2.8 times performance improvement. It will give battery life improvements. That's another problem that Wi-Fi client guys are trying to solve, is as you bring smart home devices, sensors, it improves battery life. The best part about all of this and why it is mainstream is because it's backwards compatible, right? So you're not worried about it actually kind of obsoleting your existing devices. As you bring in home, it will from day one work with your existing devices. As you bring in more devices, it will continue working and only improving from there onwards, right? And that's where the capacity really kind of comes in, is basically it's really when your number of devices increase in your existing standard, your average speed for the device kind of starts going down. With Wi-Fi 6, it's basically it will also go down.
Sorry, I agree.
It will also go down, but it will not go down as much. You essentially maintain a delta of almost like 4 times that. So that as you kind of add those devices, you will not see the slowdown as much. The main technology behind that is going on the technical data is like the OFDMA is borrowed from the cellular world, but the idea really is the router can determine how to split the transaction and kind of give you the chunk that you need. So if you have a smart device using only small data packet, it can give you that. If you have a TV doing transmission, it can give you that much bandwidth.
And that obviously works even if your devices are not AX devices.
To get the maximum benefit, you want all the devices to be AX capable. Mm-hmm. But as you start adding even more, 1 or 2 or 3, it will start kind of building up. So your other devices will start benefiting because AX devices will do their job better. So for the full efficiency, yes, you want as many devices.
It's just that I saw you had like an Arlo camera there at the top on the previous page, and presumably none of those are Wi-Fi 6 yet.
No, but I think that's where essentially kind of comes in is, one of the backstories is Arlo requires a base station for implementing a proprietary battery saving technology. Mm-hmm. And which is where it is not logical for those devices to move to something which is standard that can save battery life. So, and I think that's where we kind of see, I think we kind of talked about a little bit, Samsung made a big announcement with their Samsung made a big announcement with their Wi-Fi 6 enabled phone on Mobile World Congress. Now again, I don't know about you, but this was one of the few times in the past few years I've seen a cell phone guy talking about Wi-Fi of their cell phone, flagship phone, right? They always talk about the megapixel cameras and the resolution and Face ID, biometric and everything, but other than Wi-Fi. this time Samsung made it almost like a 10 to 15 minutes to talk about bringing Cisco and everybody, because they believe strongly that this is the next technology that will change the way people interact with their devices. Better battery life, better performance, and just better capability. And that's where we kind of bring in our AX8 product. That's AX8 with a dual band 4x4 router. It's built with lots and lots of technology to keep up with your networking speeds, and with very high powerful Wi-Fi, kind of bringing the gigabit Wi-Fi to your home network. We have measured one more than a gig of internet delivered to your network, and it has certain unique speed things, like it can do more than a gig of internet if your service provider has that functionality. And the main unique thing about this product is really the design of it. So basically, the design hides the complexity of the multiple antenna system. It's powerful, so it has 4 antennas and it has 4x4, all that technical thing. But really, for customers, we don't want them to be bothered with, okay, I need to adjust the antennas to get maximum performance and so on. So we kind of hide the complexity in the design, and it's already won few awards like the Red Dot Award and the Eye of Design Award, where it kind of combines the form and function together. And I think that's where kind of it comes down to a very high performing router that brings Wi-Fi 6 to kickstart that ecosystem for your network.
Is it compatible with Orbi, so I can use that and Orbi to create a mesh?
It's not. It's going to be compatible with some of the satellites, but Orbi itself will be upgraded via Wi-Fi 6 through the home, and then we'll also be bringing in the Nighthawk mesh extenders. So basically, it's like we are creating 2 different categories. Orbi is more like a plug-and-play Wi-Fi system, and the Nighthawk and Nighthawk mesh will be more do-it-yourself Wi-Fi system.
Sure. So you buy that, and if you want to extend it to different areas of the home, then you've got the Nighthawk mesh devices, which is a true mesh technology as opposed to the extenders of the past.
Yes.
Okay. And so, what was the price again, and when's the time frame for the mesh extenders for those who want to know?
Okay. The mesh extenders will probably come to Australia market in around July.
Okay, so not far, yeah.
Yeah, not far.
Yeah. And what was the price of this?
This is a retail price of $599.
Okay. And does that come with the Bit Defender, or is that an add-on?
This one doesn't have Bit Defender yet. It will be an add-on to software upgrade later.
But it's coming.
Yes. Yeah. We'll upgrade all of the products.
Cool. We're a bit tight for time. Do you want to go quickly through Nighthawk?
Just keep it short.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think from the gaming product line, we kind of talked about maybe a little bit, how familiar you are with, but I think we took the Nighthawk hardware capability and married up with the software with Duma OS to really solve the problem of latency. So even if you are connected to your internet through wired, the latency is still an issue when you're connecting to some of the gaming servers and other players when you're in the player-to-player world. Or you may have an issue, even if you are wired, your other streaming connectivity can disturb your wired gaming. And that's where with Duma, we basically partner and add sort of software feature that allows you to control the distance from the server, handle the quality of service for your both internet connection and internally to your house, and still give you a lot more information through the dashboard and graphs that show you how the utilization of the network is. So basically combine that software with our hardware to bring in now a more of an entry-level gaming router, which is this Nighthawk XR300, Nighthawk Pro Gaming XR300. So that's something which you can, for sort of the weekend warriors or the more of the casual gamers, you can still get the really great Wi-Fi and combine it with the software. So you can get both wired gaming, wireless gaming, streaming, all those applications for everyday purpose, geared towards more of that entry-level console gaming, the teenager in the house who wants to kind of play games and is still suffering with the latency. And with that, basically, we now have 3 products at different price points and different use cases. We launched an XR500, which was more of a more enthusiast and somebody who had higher end gaming gear. XR700 was more of even a pro gamer, may have really high end equipment, and then now an entry level XR300 for sort of the entry level consumers and gamers. I think that's all we had.
And so with this one, can you also buy the Bitdefender subscription?
Again, that will, some of those things will be rolled out in a period of time.
Because I mean, parents will want their kids to be protected, you know, from all the malware. Yeah.
Any other?
Come over and play with Mural.
Yeah, that's it. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.